with Athena Clarke, of course, the amazing candidate for Brooklyn, for New York City Council, Brooklyn District 46. And we're sitting outside the historic White Horse Tavern around the corner from the Board of Elections, where we just had a really, truly shocking, unconstitutional, unlawful, severely traumatizing experience.
Hey, how are you? Yes, I'm here to meet with the 3% office staff.
3%?
3% to initiate a 3% recount.
Oh, you're talking about the ballot?
Yes.
Okay, we don't do it here. Where you live?
No, the recount is here. So I'm here to meet with the 3% office. I called the Manhattan branch and they said that the 3% office is here.
Manhattan office, we're not Manhattan.
No, I understand it's impossible to reach this office on the phone number that is on the website. It's disconnected. So I left a message yesterday.
What number do you have?
The one on your website.
Okay, is it 212?
Yes, sir.
886.
I can check in. I can check in just a minute, but I'm happy to meet with any staffer. A candidate is going to be meeting me here for city council, and we wish to start the process of recounting the vote.
We don't do it here. Only Manhattan Borough office, they do that.
The Manhattan office does it?
Yes,
okay, well, I have other questions about the
okay. Right there.
Okay, I understand. I have other questions, so I'd like to speak with the staffer who manages the tally electronically.
Exactly, that's the place.
Who do I? All right. Well, I'm quite sure that I can get some questions here answered with one of.
We will refer you over there. We don't do it here. We don't have electronic top.
Okay, well, I have many questions. I'm a journalist, and I have 2 million followers. I left a message for you guys yesterday and said to call me back. I couldn't get through to anyone.
Okay, so try again.
No, I'm not going to try again. I'm here with the candidate.
Someone tell you, but you not talk to anybody, and you say that your phone doesn't go through.
Sir, I'll repeat what happened, okay? I called your main number. I couldn't get through. It's disconnected. It says this phone is not accepting messages.
Over here, you try to call main office.
Yes, I tried to call the main office, this executive office.
We are here.
I understand.
You give you the number, so you call now, so we can answer you.
Okay. Thank you. I'm just telling you what happened to this point. I'm physically here talking to you as a human being, so I'm not going to start over and call you to prove that I couldn't get through yesterday.
No, I'm not saying you proved that to me, but you said it doesn't go through.
Yeah, it didn't go through. I tried twice.
Call somebody else.
No, sir. I called the number on your website.
Number so you can call.
Sure, I'm happy to do that in just a minute. Thank you. No, I look, sir. This is the general number I called. That's not what's on your website. Maybe that's what's on your website, but it didn't pick up. All right. I don't want to have this argument. I'm here to get some documents. So, okay. So, not being able to get through the general office at all, I called the Manhattan office. All right. They said. And what I'm interested in is initiating a voter-initiated recount, which is provided for by New York State voting law. Okay, that's the law. So, having established what the law is, and I see that there's a security guy walking around, I called the Manhattan office and said, that's what I wish to initiate. Also, one of the candidates for city council will be joining me in just a few minutes. Okay, so listen to me, please. All right? So, no, please let me finish. Okay, but let me finish. So I called the Manhattan office, and they said, oh, you want to speak to the 3% office, and then they connected me back to you. I'm not going to start over. I'm here to launch. This is the executive office of the Board of Elections. I'll wait here till some human being calls. Sure, happily. Thank you.
Somebody who's going to come.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate that.
That's no problem.
Thank you.
You.
Hi, I'm Naomi Wolf. How are you?
Nice to meet you. What can I do for you?
Thank you. Who are you?
Pete Holmberg.
What's your role here?
I'm candidate records unit. What can I do for
Oh,
you?
wonderful. You're just the person I want to speak with.
What can I do for you?
Thank you. Well,
We don't. Are you taping me? I'm not going to be on tape.
why not?
Because I'm not going to be on tape. We don't allow recording here. Where this is.
Is there
No.
a sign saying that? 'Cause
Well,
this is
I'm not
public.
going to. So I don't know. You're taping me. This is right away. Can I tape you? Can I
No,
get it
of
from?
course, please do.
Who are you?
I'm Naomi Wolf. I'm a reporter and I'm a voter.
Oh, you're a reporter.
Yes.
Okay. Got it. No, that's okay. We're not.
But I'm
offering-
also a voter and I'm allowed.
But
it's a
you're
public space.
saying you're a reporter. No, you're totally look. I didn't know you were media. Media.
But I'm also a voter. Voters
Okay,
are
well,
allowed to record too.
You're a member of the media. Let me get someone for you.
Well, but I'm also a voter and so I want to
I
talk
understand
to you.
that, but you've just told me you're a reporter and you're taping me.
Can't I be both?
Yes, I'm going to get someone. As a reporter, your name. You think you're Naomi?
Yes, I'm Naomi Wolf.
Well, I'm well aware. Kind of nice to meet you. On one
Nice
hand,
to meet you too.
But
you shouldn't yell at
here's the thing.
voters.
There's only certain people who are authorized to speak to the press.
Well, I'm here as a voter, all
But
right?
you're Naomi Wolf, and
But I'm also a citizen of New York State.
But I'm being recorded here as a
Okay,
reporter.
would you like me to stop recording so
Well,
I can
it's-
get to my business? Because more with you than with your press person, honestly.
Well, I have to get. Okay, yes, I would like you to.
But I also am a voter.
Okay, so as a voter, what?
Okay, as a voter, here's my issue. I watched concerning, I'm a former political consultant for the Gore campaign and for the Clinton re-election campaign, so I know how voting tallies work. As I was watching the returns come in.
Were you a poll watcher?
No, I was a consultant.
Okay, so we do have people who are poll watchers. Okay, so.
No, I was an advisor to Vice President Gore and to his re-election.
Oh, by the way,
Yes.
I'm well aware of who you are. I'm impressed. I'm kind of like, oh,
I'm
wow.
not trying to impress you.
Well, well, I know of who. I mean, look. Let me explain. When you said your name, I'm very well aware of who you are, and so it's nice to meet you.
It's very.
Okay, so let's just. But here's the thing: there are rules here about who can talk to the press.
I'm not here to press.
Okay, I just want that.
I'm trying to tell you my roles.
I understand that. That's why I want to explain the kind of rather overly formal, potentially rigid response. You understand that?
Totally, org chart, totally get it.
Got it. Or good word for it.
Let me just tell you what I'm interested in.
Okay,
And
what-
you can figure out what category.
Okay.
All right. I observed anomalies in the pattern of how the vote came in subjectively. All right. I also run a website that handles government data about legislation. So I'm very interested in primary source verification of government data, especially with something as important as the vote. I wish to initiate a 3% hand count, which I have the right to according to New York state law. That would be as a voter, because voters have the right to initiate that. If, according to New York state law, if there's a discrepancy between the hand count, the 3% hand count, and the electronic tally, you have to do an audit. The other thing I'm interested in is I looked on your website and the numbers for the vote for the mayoral election and certain ballot initiatives and judges are unofficial on your website.
It will be official on December 2nd.
Okay, where are the official numbers?
They'll be given on December 2nd. I realize now this is actually not my department. My department, just so you know, candidate records unit are.
So she's going to be. I have a candidate coming, and she's going to be asking for her vote as well.
That's that a candidate. Like if your candidate said, "Can I see my own petitions to get?" My department, candidate records unit, is in charge of getting the all the candidates. I'm going to get someone else for you because I can see this going to somewhere else, and it's not my domain. I was brought up here because I thought it was I thought you were a candidate.
I have my.
I get that. I was told. The reason I was called.
She's on her way.
Well, I was told from the front desk that you were a candidate. That was a miscommunication. So I'm going to correct that miscommunication and get someone else for you.
Okay, but sir, I'm still going to need you because the candidate is on her way.
That is not something. This is something different.
She's
I
going
was
to ask
told
for her records.
That's not the records we have. I'm just going to be very blunt here. This was a mistake. You are not a candidate. So I'm going to get someone else.
Okay, she'll be asking for you when she arrives. Well, the gentleman who met with me to initiate the process, who represents candidates, has gone to get the press officer, it would appear.
right now there is an audit going on in the borough of the machines. So
You're
if you want to
Manhattan
observe the audit, we have.
Oh,
we have,
Brooklyn.
I'll give you a copy of the notice. Oh, you're Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought it was okay.
Okay, we
My
didn't.
apologies.
Not a, that's
We'll
fine.
call it different.
Well, but
code.
I as a voter am initiating an audit of the city.
So there is an
City
automatic
council.
audit that occurs in every race.
Mhm.
And there was a random draw that happened yesterday. Pete's department handled that.
Yeah.
And now the boroughs are in the process of pulling ballots for the audit.
Pulling physical ballots?
The audit entails a comparison of what the scanner
I'm
picked up.
familiar
with
with
the-
New York
okay.
State law about how the audit proceeds,
Understood.
but what I'm asking is the New York State law says it has to be hand ballots hand counted compared with the electronic results.
Yeah, so that's an open process, and I could give you a copy. This is on the website.
But is that
too.
what's happening?
Yeah,
Yes.
Who, did someone else initiate it?
it's automatic.
No, this is the notice you received. This is what you can do as a
Did you
candidate.
send this to the
Yes.
candidate?
Yes.
Physically you
Yes.
sent this before this minute?
Yes. This was sent out on September 12th.
Okay, awesome.
No, this is again, all you need to do is as a request from the Manhattan to the Brooklyn. So this is in Brooklyn. I was thinking the Brooklyn Borough Chief to go and watch the audit. You as a candidate are entitled to go. You're entitled to bring someone, a watcher, or someone with you. You can bring Ms. Wolf with you. The two of you can go. My apologies.
I'm just giving you a hard time, it's fine.
Is it Dr. Wolf? Okay, Dr. Wolf. No. And here I thought I knew you were. Dr. Wolf. You can bring Dr. Wolf, and the two of you can watch. You can there.
Well, I want to do a little more than that.
And to do
I
more
would like
than
to initiate the audit myself. I understand I have that right within New York State law.
and that you need to. That let me give you. I'm going to get you the cards for the. You need to write to the exact. That is not done in person here. That's done through writing to our executive director, Michael
Well,
Ryan.
I'll do that, but I'm just letting you know that when
Okay, I
just bear
understand.
with me, when I tried to phone this office, the phone is disconnected. So what
I don't
insurance
know
do
what number I can't comment to that.
I
because
have to
don't know the
physically
name.
write a letter to the executive director to start a citizen audit.
For an email. I'm going to give you his.
Okay, all right, that's fine. Thank you. Okay, then what happens, please?
Well, in this case, just specifically, I want to give you the information on how to attend the current audit that's going on. Maybe that would be to your satisfaction.
Well, first, can you just clearly tell me physically how it's being conducted? Are they comparing paper ballots to the electronic results?
Yeah, so 3% of the scanners are randomly pulled. There's a random draw where you pick the scanners. You'll be able to witness the whole process in the borough too, and there's procedures on the board's website that you could look over.
I
also.
already looked up
Okay,
New York
understood.
State law, but
Yeah.
so I'm sorry, I don't mean to be repetitive and
Yeah.
annoying.
Mhm.
But are you saying they are going to count by hand paper ballots, which is what the law calls for, rather than looking at the scanners, which is the problem?
Yes, so the idea is to compare the paper to the scanner to make
So
sure.
will
it
they
coincides.
count the paper ballots?
Yeah, that's my understanding. You did watch it in person too, so I think it's
You
great.
don't know for
process.
sure if they're
No,
counting
I
the paper
that's what they
ballots?
do.
You do?
That's what they do.
Would you say for the record that they will count the paper
Well, I'm
ballots?
not saying, I'm just trying to assist the candidate because I know you represent
Wait,
the
I'm a
candidate.
voter, you can assist me.
Oh, well, right, but, I don't represent the public, I represent the agency, so I came out with Pete, but I
Right,
just
but
want to make sure you got
this
the
is the New York
information you
City
need.
Board of
Sure.
Elections, that does represent the
Oh,
voters.
yeah, absolutely. I mean, I just want to see what Pete is. We just want to make sure, Athena, you get all the information you need to observe the process as everything you're entitled to.
I have a couple more questions, unless if you have questions right now. Okay. Thank you. So just for the record, I didn't get a clear statement from the Board of Elections lawyer that they would be following New York State law and counting paper
the
ballots.
agency follows state law.
And counts paper
The
ballots?
agency follows state law.
And counts paper
I'm not
ballots?
authorized to make statements, but the agency follows state law.
State law calls for the counting of paper ballots.
I'm not authorized to make statements on behalf of the agency, but the agency follows state law, and I could say that confidently.
Well, that wasn't my question.
I understand, but I can't say more other than the agency follows state law. I'm not authorized
So
to
then
make
if we're
statements
not
on the agency.
witnessing the counting of paper ballots when we watch the audit, what are we witnessing?
I'm going to give you the information to attend the audit, and
Mhm.
Pete is also. You
Mhm.
get to watch it. You can see everything. If there's any complaints you have about the conduct of the audit, we would
Well,
happy to receive
I'm
those in writing.
complaining right now that I don't know for sure from a lawyer for the Board of Elections, that it will be paper ballots being counted. That's my complaint.
Yeah, I mean, I think I was clear. I mean, like I said, I'm authorized to make statements on behalf of the agency. I'm just trying to help out, a candidate and their representative here to make sure they have information.
I'm not here as her representative. I'm here as a New York State voter.
Okay, so I just want to give you the information. You could observe the audit. If you believe you have the audit was not conducted properly, we'd be happy to hear your complaints.
So what would I be observing?
The audit.
What does it do?
Right. I mean, and I encourage you to attend it then and to see it.
Do you know what it does?
I know what it does.
What does it do?
Well, like I said, I'm not. I'm not. Can't give a statement to the public. I'm not authorized to give a.
Can someone at the Board of Elections tell me how the audit is conducted?
Yes, so that there is publications on the website that go through.
I looked at your
process.
website.
Understood.
It's very, very unclear.
Yeah, I wish I could tell you more. I hope you do attend the audit so you can see it. Like I said,
but I don't know what I'm going to be seeing.
Oh, that's great. I mean, that's why it's great, to see it and to be engaged. I mean, I encourage everyone to always be engaged with the process because a lot of times it's very, we all hear about the elections, but many of us don't understand the nuance.
I think it's great. I'm not trying to be difficult. I'm really not. I'm sorry. What was your name again?
Eric.
Eric. What was your last name?
Butkowitz.
Butkowitz?
Yes.
Mr. Butkowitz, Eric, I'm really not trying to be difficult. I'm a New York State voter. I pay taxes in New York State. I have certain rights. One of them is legal rights in an election. And New York State law provides for me that I can initiate a hand count of the ballot. That's what I'm here to do today.
Okay, so if you want to put that request in writing with the law that you're requesting to pursuant to, then we could take that from there. You could submit it to the front desk if you're here. It doesn't necessarily have to. You have to go home.
You don't have a method in place to start a hand count that the law provides
we're doing a hand count right now, and like I said, I don't think there's much more I could say at this point. I think I conveyed all the information that I'm authorized to convey. But I hope it's helpful, and I hope, Athena, you're able to attend the hand count, the audit, that is. And
so the audit is for all of Brooklyn?
Yeah, so the notice to candidates, which you have contact information for the borough you could contact, and they'll be able to give you information on where to attend. It should be, all the boroughs are on a slightly different schedule, but it should be starting today. They're in the process of pulling the ballots to conduct the audit.
But if they pull the ballots electronically and there's a problem with the algorithm, they're not following the law.
I don't have that answer to that question, but yeah. So I think we conveyed everything we can. If there's any other questions,
I do have other questions.
Okay, so if you want to put them in writing.
No, I want to ask them to you right now.
I'm not authorized to go further.
Can you send someone to me who can answer my questions about what's on the website, your website?
On the website.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me speak to Pete.
Super simple question.
Yeah,
super simple
sure.
question. So there are two categories on your website of who won the mayoral race, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of them is by vote, and one of them is by candidate. They show different totals. The reason they show different totals is the one by vote shows that Zoran Mamdani won about 41% of the vote as a Democrat and another like 8% under Working Families Party. Is it legal to vote twice for the same candidate or to vote in two different categories for the same candidate? Is that legal?
Again, I can't give legal advice to the public.
That's
but
what
there's
the Board of
fusion
Elections
voting.
is for, to give information to the public.
Sure, there's fusion voting in New York City. So
What's fusion voting?
let me find Pete. I just want to, because I know you have a lot of questions.
Well,
I'm
there's
not.
Another,
I was accompanying
there's
him.
Another. I'm just pointing out that
under a different
Athena
pretext.
Clarke. I'm just pointing out that Athena Clarke sought to be listed twice. In two different categories, the way Zoran Mamdani is listed twice on the New York mayoral election ballot. He's listed once as a Democrat, once as Working Parties, and they did not permit her to. So why did Zoran Mamdani
I don't have
get
personal knowledge on
She's
that,
telling you.
that
She just told you.
circumstance.
She can tell you.
there were ballot hearings, as Ms. Clarke, I'm sure you're well
Yeah, I guess
aware, and
You got
yeah.
sued?
Well,
I-
they fought us on the ballot on the independent line.
So why is it, as a voter, thank you, I don't want a card, I want to get.
Well, that's
get-
a-
So it's the
That's
deputy
right, you're right,
executive
too.
director.
I
He's
understand.
the press contact also.
So she's here to
you
get
could
her
more.
records, and
Well-
I'm here to initiate a 3% hand count.
Which you can do if she's in within half of 1%.
That's not what the law says.
Well, then that's, you need to write to them.
Oh, so
That's
you're-
why I'm giving you the card.
I had a misunderstanding of your inquiry. You're talking about a hand count, a full hand count of the race?
New York state law, which is on my phone, provides for me as a voter to initiate with you
Okay.
a 3% hand count.
So a hand count, not an audit.
A hand count.
Oh,
Hold on, please, this is how the law seems to
Okay.
You need
work.
to, I'm going to dismiss myself as you're legal. I'm going to dismiss, I'm giving the cards, giving you all the information I can. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
No, we're not leaving.
I'm
We're here to
I'm
get our.
leaving. I don't need your
Okay.
permission to leave. I'm leaving.
Okay, so
Have a nice day.
Okay, we still need her records, please, as a candidate.
Yeah.
What records?
All the records that the candidate.
You want to
representative-
submit a request for a copy of the records you filed?
No, just everything. Records filed.
He has, that man who just left, Pete, has
Okay.
custody of all her records as a candidate. She needs her file.
So you want to request a copy of records? Is that correct?
That's the easiest way to say it.
So we could, do you have a FOIA request?
Well, we're here to
form, Dan?
get the records.
For
She gets to,
Yeah.
she doesn't have to FOIA her own records, they belong to her.
I just need a request of the records. If you give us a written request of the records, which I want to get
Why
right now,
doesn't
we
she just send you a text? She's right here to get her records.
Okay. I'm trying to help, and I understand that you have certain things you want clarity on, but if you could just give us
No,
the
I need
records you
certain
want.
outcomes of
Okay.
it. New York state law provides for me to
I understand.
initiate a 3%
I,
hand count. But I really do want an answer to the question why Zoran Mamdani was allowed to put his name on the ballot twice and Athena Clarke was forbidden to do so.
I would recommend directing any inquiries to the Deputy Executive Director, as he's the press contact for the board. I'm sorry I can't be more helpful. I'm just not authorized to answer these
Do
questions.
you think
but he
that's
is.
fair?
No, well, he's the press contact, so I don't make the decision on who's the press
I
contact.
have
But
one
Ms.
more.
Clarke, I do encourage you to, if you fill out the form and tell us what you want, we could bring it back to the records office
So
to
would it be
process.
mailed or pick it up or what happens?
You could certainly pick it up. You could pick it up. Just let us know exactly the records you want, and we'll.
No,
proceed.
no, the other way around. You have all her records. You need to give them
Take
to her.
care.
Yeah, you need to send out a press officer to speak to me, please. Can you please send out a press officer to speak to me? I still have questions.
It's up to him, it's not up to me.
Okay, well,
You talking to the legal department.
okay, well, could you please call the press officer? I'm a journalist. So can you send a press officer to
Now you
speak
say
to
a
me?
journalist.
Well, I've been very clear that I'm both. I'm clear that I'm a voter and a journalist. I said that from the very
Journalist, okay.
beginning.
I give you the website, you can
No,
go
no,
in.
no, I'm not going to go through the website. I'm here to speak to a press
I give
officer.
you the email address.
No, I'm here. I made it. I couldn't get through.
Well,
I
you
couldn't make an
talk to him
appointment.
then.
I'm here. The press
trying to
officer is
help you.
here. Thank
I'm
you.
trying to help
That's
you.
great.
I'm giving you the email address, so you can email now.
Okay, I see
If
what you're
they
saying.
have it, they will come talk to you right away.
Okay.
If they're not so busy.
Well,
right?
I mean, the reason this office exists is to assist voters
I know,
and
I
press.
try my best to
No,
help
no,
you.
no, you're doing a great
Yeah.
job, sir. You're doing a
Beyond my
wonderful job.
capacity.
Yes.
I have no jurisdiction
I understand
whatsoever.
that completely. I'm very well aware of that. I'm just noting that there's a security guy walking back and forth.
This is the press
Okay,
email address.
can you please, well, that's not a person, so you need to give me.
Whatever they, because I just relay your message, they instruct to do. So whatever you have any request about media or reporter or camera, anything, just email to them. They will respond to you as soon as possible.
Okay. Sir, there's a press officer in that office. I know because Pete said so. That person has a name. Could you kindly call the press officer?
Well, he will here already, so why don't you talk to him before he leaves?
I'd be delighted to talk to him.
Yeah, That's the person,
Okay, call him because I have more questions, please.
I don't know, he want to come out or not.
Well,
But
he works for me.
He told you already, whatever he provide, whatever you ask him, he already provide to you.
Could you kindly tell him I
I'm
have
trying my
additional
best,
questions?
okay? If he want to talk to you, okay? It's
Okay.
not up to me.
I understand. I'm
Alright.
trying my best also just to do my job as a voter. I have additional questions.
So are they doing the 3% hand count?
Additional question.
They're doing an audit, meaning they're going to compare the electronic nonsense to more
Okay.
electronic nonsense. They're not initiating a hand count, as you just
Okay.
heard. If they were, they would say so.
Okay. He's busy, he has no time.
Okay. When will he be free?
Well, he will send you the information.
No, sir. I'm here to get.
I just relayed the
Yeah.
message.
Could you kindly call him back and ask when he'll be
I can't.
free?
He said he busy, don't call again.
Don't call him at all.
He busy.
Yeah.
Don't take my word out of my mouth, okay? I didn't say that.
Oh, no,
not
I'm
at
sorry. I
all.
didn't mean to misquote you. Could you
Okay.
tell me exactly?
I'm telling you that he's busy.
He's busy.
Yeah, he will send out the information to you, whatever you asked for before.
Okay, well, I'm asking to start a hand count.
Ma'am,
Yes, sir.
I understood where you're coming from, and I understood where you frustrated.
Right. I'm not frustrated. I'm just restating my legal
Because you
right to start a
cannot
hand
get the right
count.
answer
It's not
tonight.
about a right answer, it's
So-
the law.
Oh, okay. I don't want to go in detail with you because you already talked to the right person and the lawyer. They represent.
But they didn't give
I
me
can't-
the form with which to
I can't
start a
go
hand
any
count.
further, ma'am.
But this is the job of the Board of Elections.
I can't go any further. This is beyond my capacity. Okay.
So then please call the executive director.
I did already call, right? But he said he busy, and you know the situation already, right? He told you whatever.
He didn't give me any legal reason I can't initiate a hand
That's a
count.
legal person, lawyer here. Why don't you ask him before?
I
he-
did ask him.
So
He didn't answer me.
how can I do?
Well,
I
please
cannot
call-
hold his feedback for you, right?
Sir, I understand you're doing your job. Could you please call the
I
executive
can't.
director?
I can't.
Can you
I
call the
already
operations
told
manager?
him. We have to go by channel. Okay, channel command.
So you're telling me
the
that
person
Mr.
already
that he-
manager
mhm.
talked to you about it.
The which man? The candidate manager? What was
Right,
his name?
that's the man.
Yeah.
Okay?
But
So,
he didn't initiate my
I have
3% hand
I
count.
have no right to interfere whatever he say, and whatever you agree or not agree. It's up to you. Converse with him. That's all.
It's not his decision.
It's not my decision too.
I understand that.
So I try my best to serve you.
Sir, you're a wonderful public servant.
Okay. Thank you.
But I'm not going to leave till I initiate the 3% hand count.
I don't know. Okay, we have the camera here. They can watch everything.
Well, okay.
All right.
I'm not breaking the law.
They already know what's going on, and someone already served you.
No, they didn't serve me. They didn't
Okay,
give me the
I-
ability to initiate a 3% hand
I
count.
just say that, okay? And if you don't want to leave, fine. And it's up to you. Okay?
I'll wait until
Okay.
he's free to
I
start my hand count.
Okay. That's all I can tell you. Okay? I try my best already.
Again, you're doing your
Everybody
job.
have their limited capacity.
That is not correct in the United States of America. The job of the Board of Elections is to fulfill the law when it comes to voters
I
in
know
New York.
You can bring it up to the governor if you're not so happy.
It's
about
your
it.
job here at the Board of Elections,
We
not
already
your.
tell you. He already here. The manager.
He didn't
here
give me the
and
process
lawyer
to
were
file
here,
it.
And they talk to you about
I
it.
haven't filed it.
And he said he want you to write down whatever you requested. All
No,
right,
that's
so
a different question. This is records, and she
that's-
shouldn't have to do
that's
that.
all he tell you. right?
But
So
that's a different issue.
yeah.
I'm here to initiate a 3% hand count of the
I'm
ballot.
sorry, I cannot answer that question. I am not that department.
Okay, ladies, this is all I have. You have to contact that and told her to get in touch with the press?
Well, I'm not here to get in touch with the press.
You just asked for the press person, didn't you?
For
Yeah,
lack
you
of
said
anything
before
else.
you
But
are media.
sir, just to explain what I'm here for, I'm here to file a 3% hand count
Ma'am,
trigger,
you
which
had-
is my legal right.
You had two people already talk to you. There's nothing.
But they didn't say that I can't do it. They said
They gave you an avenue. They told you to write something down.
that's not initiating the process.
There's no one else that can help you, ma'am.
Well, I mean, I can't leave till I start that.
You're gonna have to leave at some point. And there's nothing I can do.
Then what's the
Sorry.
point of the Board of Elections?
She gave you an avenue.
That's her records request, which she shouldn't even have to file because they belong to her already. That's a separate issue. My issue is, as a voter, I have the right to trigger a 3% hand count. Your job, or the job of this office, is to accept that document from me and trigger the 3% hand count.
Ma'am, they had two people that tried to help you.
No, they didn't try to help.
Well, they apparently did, but
How? I haven't
I
started it.
don't know, like, write an email, that's all I can tell you.
That's not sufficient by
I don't
New York
really
state
have the,
law.
I don't really have the, I don't have the answer for
Do you want your vote to be counted?
it. Of course.
Well, that's what we're doing here.
I don't have an answer for you, ma'am. I have no answer. You can call either the press, or you can call the,
Well, can you kindly bring a press officer
no,
out
they're
here
not
and
coming,
talk to
there's
me?
no one coming to see you.
No one's coming to see me? Why is no one coming to see
Because
me?
you have to make an appointment. You have to go on there.
I tried to make an appointment. Your phone is disconnected.
No, the email. The email, I give it to you. Just email to them.
Yeah, you're gonna have to-
What,
Whatever
I don't
you
even
like.
have a name for the press officer.
I don't know who it is. I don't have.
You don't know who it is, and you're giving me a
I'm
press
giving you
contact
the,
email.
what I was giving you, to me,
Uh-huh.
I'm giving you. There's nothing I'm holding back. I don't know the person's name.
I know, you're the security officer. I'm
believe
not
me, I'm
gonna,
not.
you shouldn't be put in this position.
I'm not trying to give you a hard time.
I understand.
Sure.
Yeah.
Left,
Left,
right,
right,
Left,
first door.
right, first door.
Yeah. The code.
5-3 and then 2.
Yeah. 5-3 together.
And then 2.
5-3 together.
And then 2. And watch the step going up.
Athena, why don't you just launch right in?
So we went to the Board of Elections. Dr. Naomi suggested that we're entitled to a 3% hand counting, right?
That's right.
Hand count, and I needed to be present as the candidate. It's easier for them to speak to us if I was there. However, it doesn't seem like my presence made that much of a difference because ultimately, it wasn't started, right?
Oh, you're being much more polite. She's so diplomatic. I mean, this was an absolute, I'm trying not to use bad language, but an S show.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
And they're not very kind at the Board of Elections, and they're very scared to speak with you. And with anything, they ultimately just like to hand you documentation.
Show the nonsensical documents. So, I'm
Like
gonna,
that.
I'm going to go. Can I just go a little
Yes.
chronologically? So you guys who are tuning in when I started to broadcast from within the Board of Elections, which I have every legal right to do. It's a public agency. It's paid for by our tax dollars. There's no expectation of privacy. Our signal unexpectedly went right out and we were no longer able to broadcast. By the way, when I was broadcasting, a security guard kept passing back and forth menacingly.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I don't think he wanted to. I think everyone there was secretly on our side.
Yeah.
Except the staffers who were freaking out. But we were, Athena and I were both standing firm. She's such an amazing leader. As this security guard was like menacingly crossing back and forth. It was like something from a thriller set in the Soviet Union of back and forth, back and forth. Anyway, some of the key takeaways from my perspective, and then I want to turn it over to Athena again, are, you know, I was starting to explain to you oh, how interesting, the Department of Transportation is parked right outside where we're broadcasting. I'm sure I'm just in traumatized mode and overreading everything. To me, the biggest takeaway of this morning, I saw on the way to the Board of Elections that on the Board of Elections website, the numbers are not official.
Yes.
To me, this is one of the biggest deals. The whole news media is announcing that Zoran Mamdani won New York, and for instance, that Athena, lost to Mercedes Narcisse, and other city council races overwhelmingly lost by Republicans, overwhelmingly won by Democrats, almost every one. And the Board of Elections doesn't show any of the city council races on their website. None of them.
None.
B, when you look at, and I posted this online, but you can go look right now while I'm reporting this. When you look at the city council website, it says unofficial numbers.
Yeah.
So where are the official numbers? I'll get to that. So the race hasn't been called. We don't know who won. New York City. We don't know if Athena lost her race or won her race. And other key takeaways, I'm not imagining that. When I was talking to Pete Homburg, the manager of the New York Board of Elections, who initially got very angry at me because I was reporting. Then when he found out who I was, I identified myself. He said, oh, I love your work. I respect you so much. I'm really impressed. I really admire you. Then when he refused to allow me to initiate my 3% hand count audit, which is my right per New York state law, he got very upset and angry again. And then finally he fled.
He did.
And he fled without giving you, Athena, your file, which
Yes.
you are by law entitled to, all the documents related to her campaign. She's entitled by law to receive. They belong to her. He wouldn't give them to her. Let's hold up the ridiculous form he gave her to fill out where she has to itemize what she wants. No, by law, he has to give her all of her records. And absolutely everyone refused to allow me to start what I'm allowed to require by law, which is the 3% audit.
And they told you to sit in on
And now,
the audit.
thank you. So I was just, but before I talk about that, I just want to note that Pete Homburg confirmed that those are not official numbers, that the count is not in. They're still counting.
Yeah.
The vote is not official. You guys, they buried the lead, as we say in journalism. The vote is not official. The tally is not confirmed for New York. And I said, when will it be confirmed? December. What are they doing? What's happening? It's electronic. What are they doing? So it's, to me as a journalist, this is so shocking, everybody, because the entire news media has announced that Zoran Mamdani won, and for instance, Athena Clarke lost her race. We don't know that. We don't know who won. These are unofficial numbers. We can't check them. We can't look at them. Now, to what Athena said. The other extraordinary, and by the way, they're unofficial numbers with only 97% of the vote counted. So, and the other thing that I brought up is that Mamdani was allowed to have his name on the ballot twice in two different parties, and Athena Clarke was prevented. The Democrats went after her legally to prevent her from having her name on the ballot twice in two different parties. So that's totally unfair. And then the last thing I'm going to say to recap at the expense of being a little repetitive is, to me, as someone who works with government data, the fact that Zoran Mamdani's name was on the ballot twice and he won by 8%, which is that Working Families Party amount, says to me, how did they count those ballots that had people voting for Mamdani twice? Because intuitively, that's what you would do. If you want to vote for Mamdani, you see his name twice, many people will mark it twice. How did the machine scan those ballots? 8% of Mamdani's total, which would make the difference between winning and honestly virtually losing to Cuomo, neck and neck with Cuomo otherwise. And we don't know the answer because we're not allowed to see the algorithm. We're not allowed to clearly file the 3% hand count. We don't know the answer. So the machine could easily be programmed to scan every time someone votes for Mamdani, which would literally account for that 8% advantage over his rival. So these are huge questions that completely invalidate the conclusion that Mamdani won. And for instance, Athena lost? We don't know, right? We literally don't know. So now tell us about the audit that they said they were going to have.
Ultimately, they said that they do a citywide audit. It happens automatically, and you can sit in on the audit as it's happening. And they don't say that it's a hand counted audit. It can be electronic. So, is it really a valid audit?
Yeah, can I jump in and
Please
add more?
do.
And, like, see, you're so much nicer than I am. You give these people so much more of the benefit of the doubt. I'm so irate. Like, I feel like I was literally in an office.
Well, you were there longer than
described-
I was, so dealing with it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'm just like sadder and more cynical too, and older and sadder, and like
Maybe.
I mean, it's like it felt like the Soviet Union in there. They were, first of all, these poor people at the front desk. There was a camera right over them, surveilling
Watching their
them,
every move.
as well as watching our every move.
Yeah.
They warned us. Someone warned us at one point that there were cameras watching.
Yes, yes.
Pete
They said there's a
Homburg
camera.
said there's
I
a
think
camera.
he said it because
He said
he
it.
knew he couldn't say whatever he needed
Oh,
to
is
say.
that why? he
Yeah, I don't
said
think it was for us. I think it was more for him.
Oh, because
Like the camera's there. I
maybe
gotta
that's
watch
why
what I
he threw a tantrum and stormed off for the
Maybe.
camera, because he was very flat. Like the mic is muted, oh dear.
I fixed it.
Okay, thank you. That's really interesting. Well, I felt like it was a little bit intimidating to us.
It was.
Because he was like, there are cameras watching. I'm like, I'm not doing anything. You know, I'm
Yeah.
here pursuing my what's legally provided for by New York state law. And so what you really need to understand is it wasn't just Pete Homburg who sent out the manager to give us non-answers and then explode and storm off, which is really something. I mean, as Athena and I were just saying inside the White Horse Tavern, if there's nothing to hide, why are they throwing tantrums?
Yeah, just give us what we're asking for.
Which is public record.
Public record. We just want to see what happened and make sure everything is viable, like they said.
Yeah.
But if you
Especially
forget about
since these
it,
are
then-
unofficial numbers.
yeah, and that's the thing, right? If they don't release the official numbers and regular people aren't going to request it, so then even if I did win, I would never know.
You would never know.
I would never know.
I mean, something amazing that came out in this lunch is you haven't been given anything official saying you lost your race.
No.
And have you been given anything official saying your opponent, Mercedes Narcisse,
No.
won her race?
Nothing.
So we literally don't know who won officially. It hasn't been declared,
No.
as we say, in your race, which probably means none of the city council races have been declared.
No one I've known, not Brooklyn Borough president, no one received anything.
Oh my
We're just
God.
assuming we lost.
That's shocking. That's shocking. And the numbers are not on the website.
No.
And Pete Homburg confirmed that these are unofficial numbers.
Yes.
They're not final numbers. All right. So there's so much here. So this is the other extraordinary thing we went through. And Athena was so stateswoman-like, and I was like so infuriated. But I think I didn't lose my temper.
No,
I was
you
just
didn't.
very firm.
You were pleasant.
Thank you.
I was like, ooh, girl power.
They thought I was So the extraordinary thing is they didn't send out the press officer to answer my questions as a reporter. They didn't send out anyone to take my trigger for the 3% hand count as a citizen. What they sent out was their lawyer.
Yes.
But it wasn't my lawyer as a New York City voter. He didn't represent me.
No.
And I don't even know how this is legally possible. He said he represented the Board of Elections.
Yes.
How do you represent the Board of Elections, but you're not representing the voters of New York?
I have no idea.
That doesn't make sense, and that's very dodgy. What is the Board of Elections? I want to find out what its legal status is. Is it like a third-party NGO that has no responsibility to New York voters? Seriously. This was the situation with the Electoral Commission in Britain when we looked into it. They literally had no real authority.
Oh.
It was like a third party which had no legal obligation to tell the truth.
And
But anyway,
That might be the truth. That might
Right?
be the truth.
I mean,
because
why
they don't
do
help
they-
anyone?
why do they have their lawyer there
Yeah,
trying to
and they
defend
don't
their
engage.
client, and they
Yeah.
don't engage?
They
So
don't engage.
that's a really important question. Who is the Board of Elections? But leaving that aside for now, I kept asking Eric Bukowski. Sorry. I kept asking him, this young lawyer, who is not our lawyer, he kept saying there's going to be an audit. It's automatically triggered. There's going to be an audit. She can watch the audit. They'll audit each, district, he said, on a different day.
Yeah.
Of course, there's no public announcement of that on the website, even though it's a public event affecting the public vote. And I kept saying, you keep saying it'll be an audit. The law compels a hand count of the paper ballots, 3%. Will you be hand counting? Or are you comparing electronic data to electronic data, which is pointless? And he refused to answer. He gave me, and I was recording this. I'm going to see if it's legal for me to post it. I didn't mean to record it. I thought I turned my recorder off. Really, I did. I'm not lying. I really thought I turned my recorder off. It happened to record it. Okay. I hope I don't get assassinated between now and the time I put it out. But I can tell you verbally. I'm allowed to tell you verbally. And he didn't say don't record me, by the way. He didn't. No. But the lawyer, Eric Bukowski, said no. He didn't say no. He kept not answering, but not confirming there would be paper ballots. I could not get him to say on the record there would be paper ballots. No. He refused in a million different lawyerly ways to say there were paper ballots. So they're not obeying the law if they don't have paper ballots. He won't confirm that there are paper ballots. I just want to turn the camera to show this thing. Totally coincidence. Just like our Wi-Fi going off. No,
the Wi-Fi was definitely
perfect. Right. That could well be coincidence. But he wouldn't confirm. And so what I gather they're doing is not obeying the law, and they're going to have electronic checking. And as I keep saying, you can do anything with electronic data. I run a tech company that handles government data. I can literally say to my developer, go into the back end of our website, which handles government data, and make these changes. And with literally a username and a password, he can go in and make those changes. It's so easy. You can have someone in China or someone in Russia go with a username and password, go in and make changes. So it is theater to have an audit in which it's digital versus digital, if we can't see the code and we can't see the tape. So that's our update, and please say more if there's anything that I missed. And you, what are you supposed to do? Where's your stuff? Like, you're the candidate.
So we requested all of my documentation for my entire candidacy, and I have to fill out a form in order to get it, which doesn't make sense because I'm there. You should just ask for my ID and maybe where to send it, but they make everything impossible, basically to get you frustrated and ultimately give up so that you won't get what it is that you're asking for. So whatever it is that they're hiding or that they didn't do, they don't want the general public to know. And it's really disheartening, especially as people who are trying to run for office, that's trying to make changes. And it's basically saying like, well, we don't care what you guys want. This is how it's going to go. And that's how it felt.
How do you feel? You're young, right? You're like very young. You're in your 30s. Right?
I am.
Okay. Very young. And just to recap for people who you are, or let them know if they haven't followed you yet.
Oh, so I am Athena Clarke. I was running for city council in Brooklyn, District 46. And the reason I was running is because I was already slighted by the government. I said no to the COVID mandate. I'm a special education teacher. And when I said no, I was terminated without due process. And I started to run in order to change the legislation to protect working class citizens who are trying to make a living and raise their family ultimately. And once again, I had another door shut and slammed in my face.
Yeah, but as I was saying at lunch, I literally started tearing up at lunch.
She did.
I did, because like this is how America should work, right? An idealistic young person from the community like Athena Clarke, believed in the system, and she didn't sit around complaining. She did what our founders asked. She ran for office to represent her community and to serve the people of New York. She shouldn't have the experience of then going to the Board of Elections and being treated like we're living behind a Soviet Union wall, behind the Iron Curtain. Our systems should, if she lost, she should know she lost fair and square. Yeah. If she won, she should be, talking to her transition team right now. Mm-hmm. We don't know. And this shouldn't, I literally teared up because she did all the right things, and this shouldn't happen in America. This shouldn't be her experience. You know, even if she lost, she should have an experience of the system worked. You know, I'll either do something else or I'll regroup and run again. But literally, the message to her is, it doesn't matter what you did, and that doesn't matter who voted for you.
Yeah.
And the message to me is, it doesn't matter that you're a tax-paying citizen of New York City with constitutional rights. We're going to ignore all your constitutional rights. We're going to ignore state law. You know, we're going to put up 1,000 nonsensical digital bureaucratic barriers. You know, for instance, Athena, there was a press officer inside. Hello. That was fast.
Yeah.
There was a press officer inside the door, and initially Pete Homburg said he would get the press officer. By the end of our tormented visit to the Board of Elections, everyone was saying there is no press officer, and Pete Homburg is too busy to see you again. And I'm like, I'll wait as long as it takes. They're like, he'll always be too busy.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then they gave me an email that said, like, press.
Yeah, it wasn't a real
Board
name.
It's not a real name. I'm like, who's the press officer? They're right through that door. I'm press. I'm a journalist. No, you don't get to know who the press officer is. So in every way, this was a thoroughly fascistic or totalitarian experience. In every way, I mean, it's really scary because it means we literally don't know who won New York City elections. Probably since 2005, if not earlier, since the machines have been in place. Anyway, that's my summary of our experience. It's not ending here. I'm going to find a lawyer and take this all the way to the Supreme Court as a voter because I have the right to initiate a hand count, and they're refusing. You know, they're refusing to give me my constitutional rights to be represented. So I've won big lawsuits recently before. I'm going to win this one against the Board of Education. They're going to give me a giant settlement, or else, you know, elections. I'm sorry. That was a slip. And but we've got to change New York law so that these people are not the mafiosa-like gatekeepers.
That's what it feels like.
So anyway, I've talked enough. Why don't you just process your feelings?
So ultimately, I am a little concerned. Now that none of the results are up, we don't know what really happened, what the real numbers are. I'm not a sore loser, so I'm okay if I didn't win. But like Dr. Naomi said, just knowing what the percentages are, who did vote for me, it would be nice to just know where you stand and where to move forward. It's hard to move forward when you don't know exactly what's happening. And as we were watching the watch party, my husband turned to me and he said, why aren't the numbers moving? The numbers didn't move anymore. They just stayed for the next 2-3 hours the way they were. So did they just stop counting? Like, what happened with that?
Can you say more about, let me chime in there if I may, and then I want you to say more about that. Brian and I were watching the numbers at about 8 o'clock. They just stopped moving organically. Brian pointed out a lot of races were neck and neck, city council races, and then it was like 85%, 85%, 85% Democrat to Republican, and they stayed that way. You know, they just stayed. Is that what you're talking about? You saw that too?
So, sorry. For my race, it didn't even go to 85%. It was like, I was at like 28, 29, and then it was where my opponent was, and then it just didn't move after that. It just literally stayed. Every time the screen came back on, that's what it was. That was what was being said.
That's not what real numbers do.
No, and so it was like, either my numbers are supposed to go up or they go down because her numbers are going up, but it didn't move. It just stayed the same for the rest of the night.
That's right. They were static. They were static for like an hour.
Mm-hmm.
I remember watching and thinking, how are the numbers static? Is this like a digital glitch? But machine counting, you guys, like this is the industry I'm in with Daily Cloud. Machine counting doesn't have glitches like that. It keeps counting, right? Unless the whole system is down, which is a whole other problem. Digital counting keeps counting. And the other thing is, digital counting is instantaneous. So why are we waiting
3 hours?
No, not just a month
for the
official numbers. What's holding up the release of the numbers? What are they doing in this month? Right? What are they creating? What are they backdating?
Mm-hmm.
What are why do you need a month?
I don't
know.
Digital
counting. There's no rationale.
That's weird. That's
Yeah.
the easiest way to say it.
So what happened? Was there more about the numbers just not moving, or
No, the numbers just didn't. It got to midnight and we left, and we were just like, okay. So once we saw those numbers, that was like, okay, so you lost. But when we left, there was no declaration because my husband went to bring the car out front, and he said, well, was she declared the winner?
Right.
And I said, no, she wasn't. The only declaration I saw officially was for George Sematopoulos, and that they declared Zoran won like an hour or two
But who
earlier.
declared? Because there's a difference.
The news, I
Well,
guess.
let's see.
Yeah.
You guys, I really want you to know the difference about this. I don't mean to be didactic at all, but it's really evil that we have a culture in which the media says, I'm calling it, or we're calling it for this or that candidate. That is totally meaningless. It has zero legal meaning. They can call it for Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny. You know, it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean anything. It just means they are making a call. It's an estimate, or it's their best.
Yeah, they just
guess.
looking at the numbers.
There's nothing official about that. And now we know the numbers we're working with aren't even official numbers. So they could be calling it on imaginary numbers. And, you know, by the way, before you call me a conspiracy theorist, we've seen these imaginary numbers in the lockdowns and the pandemic, right? There was so much fake data going. I mean, it's kind of a separate but related issue. A lot of official websites were using really fake data. You know, CDC was using fake data. They were outsourcing their data. So this question of data integrity is very germane, and it's not like it hasn't happened before. We've just come through 5 years of fake data. So they didn't call it. You haven't gotten anything saying Mercedes Narcisse, your opponent, actually officially won. I think you guys should send a lawyer's letter to Mercedes Narcisse asking for a formal, official proof that she won, or a declaration that she won legally on the record. Because right now, as a journalist, I'm just stunned. We don't have any official records. Any official records. You said George was declared the winner or the loser. If that's media, that's still not official.
Yeah.
I don't see it on the Board of Ed website. And the manager of the Board of Elections, Peter Homburg, confirmed to me that these are not official numbers.
Yeah.
So New York, we don't have a winner. We don't have a winner. We don't have a winner for the city, for the mayor. We don't have an official winner. We don't have a winner or official winners for the city council race. We don't have official losers. We don't know. And they're not letting us see the data. They're refusing to perform an audit. Say anything else you want to say? Like that you have many people who love you around the country and around the world.
Well,
don't want you to vanish. But
I'll say thank you. Thank you to everyone for all of your support, all the kind words I received on Twitter. It's called X now. On X, Instagram, Facebook. I really appreciate it. You guys don't even know what those words mean to me, especially as someone who's never done this before, never thought that I would be in a position to do this, but I do feel so blessed to have done it. I will not go away. I don't know in what capacity I will be available in, but I'm figuring it out with my family and my friends and the support of people like Dr. Naomi. And again, just thank you guys so much, and we'll definitely keep you abreast on what's going on with these election numbers.
Thank you for being such a fighter. I think I'm just really getting chills. I mean, I can't believe that in the United States of America, we have to have someone being brave and stoic and uncompromising just to do what our founders told us we should do. But I think you're demonstrating integrity and courage for a lot of people. And as I've said to you before, we don't know how that will play out. And you have a big life ahead of you. You have a big career ahead of you. And I think you're going to keep inspiring people in whatever way.
Oh, I hope so.
All right, thank you, everyone. We'll keep you posted.
Bye, guys.
Remember, you got to support independent media if you
Yes,
want
you
people to
do.
put their lives on the line and
Yeah.
don't get harassed by the Board of Elections. You've got to support Daily Cloud and go over and support Outspoken on Substack. And I would say support Athena Clarke, although there's no concrete way to do that now. But are you still taking emails?
No, definitely.
Okay. So
I
Clarke
read
for
them
Council
all.
is still up?
Clarke for Council is still up. Everything Clarke for Council is still up. I haven't taken anything down here or renamed it.
Okay, wonderful. So, send her your email, and we don't know what shape this movement will take next, but you can be sure we're going to keep fighting for New York City and for America. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.